For today's adventure in the Yucatan Peninsula, we head around this lake to the parking lot, pay the parking fee, then pay the entry, and we're at some exciting ruins in Coba. Okay, Kelly, where are we at?
We are in Coba, the second largest Mayan ruins. The first largest Mayan ruins is in Tikal, Guatemala. How am I remembering this stuff? And what's important about this site was this was a whole town, a whole city. There's places where they're still excavating, the archaeologists are still excavating, and we're just seeing part of what's being excavated so far. There you go.
Thank you. One of the reasons many people go to Coba is that it's one of the few pyramids that you could still climb to the top of. Unfortunately, whether it's due to COVID or they've just changed their policy, this is no longer possible. This stone had a roof over it to protect it from the elements, so it wouldn't wear away. Unfortunately, it was too worn for me to make much out on it.
Hey, these are the ball courts. You can see the little hoops on each side.
How big was the ball, Jerry?
I do not know.
What was the ball made of?
I do not know that.
Thanks to Google, I now have those answers. The ball courts and the ball varied in sizes, but the ball generally was around the size of a softball to the size of a soccer ball, and was made of rubber. On a previous trip, the tour guide mentioned that the captain of the losing team was put to death. And then it was decided that it was such an honor to win that the captain of the winning team was put to death, and that they didn't really know. Well, that same Google search, they said that neither of those were probably true, but that they may on occasion have an execution and put someone to death after the game. Sounds like a good time, huh? Kelly was amazed by the size of that seed, and as we hiked through the forest, I was amazed by the different vermilions that you would see. Just a spectacular thing. That looks like a coatimundé to me. Hard to tell what's on some of these different rocks. But there's a number of different ruins that you see. And you'll see they're roped off, that you can't climb up them. But here's a spot that you can at least walk through.
They're going through one of the entries and exits. Absolutely amazing. And then, as you can see, you go
Out in the jungle.
Pretty darn cool.
Getting to the main pyramid, there's a long trail. And a lot of people rent bicycles or get rides. But
By a taxi.
we're hiking it.
Because we've eaten about 10,000 calories a day at an all-you-can-eat resort. I've had sushi for breakfast.
Can you
eggs for
imagine
dinner.
that? Sushi for breakfast? I don't know what this rock is, but
It's special.
doesn't look like much anymore.
I think I mentioned in my last video that that pyramid was supposed to be the tallest. Well, upon a little further research, it was the tallest on the coast. This is the tallest pyramid in the Yucatan Peninsula, reaching 137 feet, where Chichen Itza is actually only 98 feet tall. And like I said, you used to be able to climb this thing, but no longer. I thought I'd throw in a couple old pictures just to show that. They had a rope going up the center, and you can see behind Kelly here the people going up it. Looks a lot steeper. There's a picture of me. And here's my Google reference, 137 feet. It did, well, I don't know, the walk to get there was plenty, so I was happy I didn't have to hike it. We were approached by some of these guys wanting to give us a ride back, but we passed. And you get to see a lot of things as you hike back. I was amazed by these trees with the red bark, just the color of bark on some of the other trees. And there are different ruins along the way that you pass and get to see. So, all in all, just a pretty cool experience, but this is the main pyramid at Coba. Going back to the ball courts, they said that this game was enjoyed by kids and men and even women, part of a religious ritual as well. Players were only allowed to use their heads, elbows, legs, and hips to hit the ball, and the ball wasn't allowed to touch the ground. And if you got it through one of those hoops, you were the winner.
We're coming up to something here. Yeah. Should show that.
It just looks like a hill.
You see where it's been cleared, and in the back, just looks like a hill. Nothing, and then ruins.
It's interesting to look at the back side of the ruins to see that the jungle had basically overtaken everything. Coba is actually said to have over 5,000 different structures, though only 3 of the settlements are available to view. But before these are cleared out, they just look like a mound of dirt with trees growing over it. You can't even tell that there was any structure there. Just kind of interesting to see. I didn't check how much it was to rent a bicycle, but about this time, I'm getting kind of tired and hot and almost wish I had. But if you had rented a bicycle, sometimes you miss some of the opportunities to do things that you get to do when you're walking, such as Kelly. Now I guess that's me acting like a monkey. But then monkey see, monkey do. So there goes
Tarzan.
Kelly. That was a pretty lame attempt, so we got to try a little better. There you go. There's the monkey pose. All right. That took about all the energy we had left. We also noticed this as we walked along. If you watch the old videos, we went looking for ball moss.
And what did we find?
Ball moss.
Yeah, that's what we found in Arizona. It's here in the tropics.
Except it's much bigger. It's huge. It's ball moss on steroids.
And it's not rare at all. Only in Arizona.
By this time, we've pretty much seen all the ruins we need to see. So tomorrow we're heading to cenotes. But we did see these cool lily pads and hoped you enjoyed the tour of Coba. Take care.